A quiet, mounting dread settled over the conference room. At first, they doubted. They searched for fraud, for trickery. But as the codex was laid bare, its pages strange, its scriptures only half understood, the comfort of disbelief began to wither. And then, the implications sharpened into focus. Some delegates, hesitant at first, then with growing certainty, recognized their own assailants rendered in exacting detail upon its pages. The American broke first. His voice trembled as he described the figure that had come for him, slender, inhumanly fast, its only purpose to pierce his skin with a needle. Across the table, the Soviet nodded grimly. His assailant had been the same. The Frenchman told a darker story. Alone in a library, he had felt claws close around his throat, claws sprouting from a hand whose flesh was not flesh at all, but scales, dark and blue. The Chinese delegate confirmed it. He added details, the posture, the movement, details too precise to dismiss. He believed it to be the same being, taller, more brutal, its face an abomination, man and reptile fused together. The room fell cold. Whoever or whatever these attackers were, they were not human, and they were not alone. Their strikes were coordinated, their reach global, exactly as the Codex had foretold. It was only because they had done what Salman had told them in New York. Those who were guarded survived. At last, the assembly reached a single conclusion. The Codex was no invention. It was a record, a testimony of encounters long before their own age. Its accuracy was confirmed not only by scholarship, but by the living witness of those who had endured. However, to reveal such truths to a world still bleeding from the Second World War would have been to invite collapse. Nations fractured by grief and suspicion could not bear the weight. A people still sifting through the ashes of ruin could not endure a revelation of this magnitude. And so, after long hours of argument, of voices raised and broken into silence, the decision was reached. The Codex would not be spoken of beyond those walls. The knowledge would be contained, not destroyed, never destroyed, but safeguarded, hidden until mankind might one day face it without falling apart. Thus began the foundation of a clandestine alliance. It was not born of politics nor of ambition, but of necessity. Its purpose was threefold: to monitor and investigate phenomena that defied the laws of physics and history, to identify and comprehend threats not born of this world, and when required, to confront them. Every record of the 1939 expedition was struck from journals, from naval logs, even from family histories. Every trace that led to Khalid al-Nazir and William Lachlan Cavill was erased. History was not rewritten. It was pared down, its gaps left empty by design. What followed was a feat of secrecy without precedent. Covert facilities rose in remote places. Secure lines of communication, unknown even to intelligence agencies, were built in silence. A web of protocols spread across continents, binding nations not by treaties, but by dread. On February 29, 1948, a date chosen for its rarity and obscurity, the alliance was made official. It had no flag, no anthem, no recognition. It bound its members not to governments, but to survival itself. The world would never know its name. But behind locked doors, in whispers, it was called the United Nations Planner Defense Council. UNPDC, a body above politics, beyond nations, outside the arc of history. It was not founded in triumph. It was born in resistance, and it stands still, unseen, uncelebrated, guarding the veils where one world brushes against another, where silence is the last shield between mankind and the unthinkable.